Hi everybody, my name is Kasey. I'm filming from the Valor Village Library, and this is another edition of Born to Read from Home. So welcome. If we're ready to get started, we always get started with what? Our Storytime train. You got it. Here we go. Oh, the Storytime train is coming. How are you? Choo choo. Oh, the Storytime train is coming. How are you? Choo choo. Oh, the Storytime train is coming. The Storytime train is coming. Oh, the Storytime train is coming. How are you? Choo choo. And we say hello to our friends. How are you? Choo choo. And we say hello to our friends. How are you? Choo choo. And we say hello to our friends. We say hello to our friends. Oh, we say hello to our friends. How are you? Choo choo. Because the more we get together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Now, of course, the hand motions I do during the more we get together are baby sign language signs. So you can always use those if you like at home. And the baby sign language that I would like to teach you today is counting from 1 to 10. I know we normally do this with our babies anyway, on our fingers, 1 to 10. But the actual American Sign Language for 1 to 10 is a little bit different from counting on our fingers, so I'll go through it with you quickly, just in case you'd like to use it with your little ones. And it goes like this. 1, 2, easy enough, 3, 4, 5, and we're just going to stick with this hand. We don't use the other hand at all. It goes like this. 6, touch your pointer finger with your thumb. 7, the middle finger to thumb. 8, ring finger to thumb. 9, pinky finger to thumb. And 10, you just shake your thumb like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, just like that. And if you're curious why 3 is this instead of this, it's because this is the letter W in American Sign Language. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that's how you count to 10 in American Sign Language. All right. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about early numeracy with your babies. I believe I've talked about this before in one of my earlier Born to Read videos, but I think it's something you can never talk about too much. I believe numeracy is extremely important, and sometimes we forget about it, but that's okay. A lot of baby rhymes involve numbers and counting anyway. We have our 5 little ducks or our 5 little monkeys or our elephants going out to play one at a time, whatever you like. So babies do get exposed to numbers being put in order, frontwards and backwards a lot, and that's the main thing we want to focus on under 18 months. Your 18-month-old or less is unlikely to actually be counting things, but they can learn what order the numbers go in. Yeah, why not? And one of the very classic rhymes that helps teach the numbers 1 through 10 is 1, 2, buckle my shoe. So let's do that classic rhyme together today. Goes like this. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, shut the door. 5, 6, pick up sticks. 7, 8, shut the gate. 9, 10, do it again. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, shut the door. 5, 6, pick up sticks. 7, 8, shut the gate. 9, 10, a big fat hen. Now, if you're wondering why I counted on all 10 fingers instead of doing the sign language I just taught you, it's because I do think it's important for babies to physically see all 10 fingers to represent 10. So use them both, but be thoughtful about when you use each. Okay. However, very, very young babies, especially under 18 months, 1 to 10 is a lot. You don't necessarily need to teach them that much. You can use rhymes that go up to smaller numbers. Another classic rhyme that involves some counting and also some fun rhyming is Hickory Dickory Dock. I am going to use Prepe for this one. Can you help me out and be my stand-in for a baby today, Prepe? Of course. So Hickory Dickory Dock goes like this. You might know some of it. There's several versions, but here's mine. Hickory Dickory Dock, the mouse ran up the clock struck 1, the mouse ran down, Hickory Dickory Dock. Hickory Dickory Dock, the mouse ran up the clock struck 2. The mouse said, boo! Hickory Dickory Dock. Hickory Dickory Dock, the mouse ran up the clock struck 3. The mouse said, whee! Hickory Dickory Dock. Hickory Dickory Dock, the mouse ran up the clock struck 4. The mouse said, no more! Hickory Dickory Dock. And we're done because the mouse said no more. All right. When you're doing the clapping for Hickory Dickory Dock, you can clap your own hands or you can clap your baby's hands. But having the mouse run up and down your baby is a fun way of maybe tickling them a little bit. And it's a great little interactive rhyme with your baby. Now in a twist, Prepe, I don't need you for the lap bounce today, only because the lap bounce I'd like to teach you today involves the arms and legs, and Prepe's are not great for that. I'm just going to use my arms and legs, but if you're doing this rhyme with your baby, you should be moving their arms and legs. Now this rhyme, you might think it barely qualifies as an early numeracy rhyme because the only numbers it involves are 1 and 2. But the difference between 1 and 2 is the foundation for the rest of mathematics. I actually have a degree in math, so I can verify this. When you are establishing what math is and what numbers are, everything comes from first defining 1 and 2 as different numbers. Once you've got that, everything else follows naturally. All right, but that's okay. You don't need to worry about that. Let's teach our babies about 1 and 2, while also teaching them about their bodies, which is always very fun. One arm goes up, one arm goes down, one arm goes up and down. 2 arms go up, 2 arms go down, 2 arms go up and down. 1 leg goes up, 1 leg goes down, 1 leg goes up and down. Let's see if I can pull this off. 2 legs go up, 2 legs go down, 2 legs go up and down. Just as easy as that. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 are where you want to start for counting. There was a point when my baby was maybe about 18 months old where she did start responding to, how many ducks do you see? Or how many blocks are there? With a very confident 1, 2, no matter how many there were. Which was still a big deal because you know what? She knew that the answer to how many was numbers, and she knew 1, 2. At some point several months later, that turned into 1, 3, 4. Very confident. I don't know what happened to 2, but now everything that is how many is 1, 3, 4, which is just great. All right, before we do our goodbye song, I would like to talk to you about some books. You may notice that none of these books are very obviously about numbers, even though I've been talking about numbers a lot today. If you do want some suggestions for early numeracy books to read with your baby, I did make a list of those on our website, and so I'll put a link to that in the description of this video, so you can link to that as well. But also, your book doesn't need to be about numbers for you to work on early numeracy with your baby when you're reading them. When you're reading with very young babies, you don't need to stick to the words. You can just talk about the pictures and look at them together. And one of the ways you can talk about the pictures is by asking questions about how many, or by counting things together. So how many hearts are on the cover of this book? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I almost missed one. There are 6 hearts on the cover of this book. All right. But what are these books? I picked some for you. Let me tell you about them. This one's called Goodbye Summer, Hello Autumn by Kenard. It's part of a series of 4 seasonal change books. So after this one, there's Goodbye Autumn, Hello Winter, etc. I chose this one because it's seasonal to the time we're in right now, saying goodbye to summer and hello to autumn. It's a great way to talk to your baby about the changes in the world around them. Hooray for babies! I love books like this, books that just celebrate babies and talk to babies about themselves. This book talks a lot about the baby's body parts, which also means you do get a lot of 1s and 2s for your early numeracy boosting. But you can never praise your baby too much. So praise them by reading this book that's just all about telling them how great they are. It's a great way to make them love reading. Why not? And I also picked out Life by Cynthia, Rylant, and Brendan Wenzel. This is a book that I love because I love the illustrator, Brendan Wenzel. It's one of these books that is going to go way over your baby's head. And that's okay. Most books are going to go way over your baby's head at this age, and that's totally fine. I love the illustrations, therefore I love reading it. And because I love reading it, my baby tends to enjoy hearing me read it. So that's always an important reminder. Although there are a lot of tips that I provide about how to pick books that will be developmentally appropriate for your baby and that may engage them in certain ways where they're at, reading should also be enjoyable for you. If there are children's books that you remember loving as a child and you want to read again, don't worry about whether your baby is too old for them or too young for them. Read it to them, why not? If there's illustrators that you love, if there's series that you really like, read those. Why not? This should be enjoyable for everyone, sharing books with your baby. Are we ready to say goodbye together today? Saying goodbye means that we clap our hands and stomp our feet and wave goodbye together. Are we ready? Okay. This is the way we clap our hands, clap our hands, clap our hands. This is the way we clap our hands at the end of story time. This is the way we stomp our feet, stomp our feet, stomp our feet. This is the way we stomp our feet at the end of story time. And this is the way we wave goodbye, wave goodbye, wave goodbye. This is the way we wave goodbye at the end of story time. Thank you as always for joining me once again, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye-bye.